The world is an interesting place. Hey, this is John Hope Bryant, founder of Operation Hope, entrepreneur. And in this time of staying woke, being woke, and staying woke, it's time for us to unpack everything. It's time to know everything. It's time to make smart sexy again. That's right. It's time to make smart sexy because we've been making dumb sexy for way too long. So part of making smart sexy is understanding money, finance, financial literacy, understanding where we came from, how we got here, what this whole journey is all about. And some folks would say, well, John, money can't make you happy. You're right. Money won't make you happy, but it's a great place to start. Not having it just might make you unhappy and miserable, and your marriage fall apart, and you feel bad about your aspirations and start blaming other people for your problems. So anyway, let me unpack a very powerful word that is probably one of the top 10 words in the world, the word millionaire. I highlight this in my next book. I unpack the whole story. Up From Nothing is the next book. You can pre-order it now. Up From Nothing, the untold story of how we all succeed. So here you go. The word millionaire came from 1850 in New York City. Nothing special so far, right? Okay. What else happened in 1850? 1850, the richest city in the world per capita, the richest city in the world was Natchez, Mississippi. So what was going on in Natchez, Mississippi in 1850 that had some relation to the word millionaire being born in New York City in 1850? Well, Natchez, Mississippi was a slave port, import, capital for the South, for those who were engaged against their will in the cotton slave trade, the cotton picking trade, which was aided by the invention of the cotton mill. There were a couple inventions tied to cotton that allowed cotton to be processed much faster. Slavery was actually going out of vogue before the cotton innovations came along. The cotton weaving machines and the cotton mill made slavery much more valuable. The wealth was created in Natchez, Mississippi through slavery, which is why it was the richest city in the world. But it was processed, insured, shipped, received, made into beautiful garments at upscale fashion houses here and in Europe in New York City. New York City accounted for half of all, in 1850, half of all shipping to and from the United States, mostly to Europe in 1850, were cotton related. So the word millionaire was born out of New York City, can't make this up, in 1850 as a direct relationship to what was going on in the South in the slave trade. So basically, black folks created the word millionaire without becoming one. I'm going to repeat that. Black folks created the word millionaire in the world. All these folks in the world using the word. The word came from the blood, sweat, and tears of black folks. But we didn't become one. We just created many. It's now for us time not to get mad, just to get a little even through learning how the system works now, because success is the greatest revenge, if that's what you want. I don't want revenge, but if that's what you want, if you want to strike a blow for your ancestors in a positive way without hitting anybody, I'm not talking about any violence here. I'm not talking about anything negative. I'm talking about moving forward. Then it's time for you to get the memo on how free enterprise, financial literacy, wealth building works. It's time for you to understand the Freedmen's Bank of 1865 that Abraham Lincoln created after the Civil War to teach free slaves about money. Financial literacy, circa 1865. Frederick Douglass, who you know as an abolitionist, I know to be a businessman, owned $6.5 million worth of real estate in 1865. He was a businessman that rented real estate out to working class blacks in Baltimore, Maryland. There's a marker in Baltimore. If you're watching from Baltimore, Go find it. It's a historical marker. I've been there before. You can watch one of my videos I did in the library from Baltimore, where I showed people about the properties that he owned. So that gave him the financial freedom as a millionaire to go become an abolitionist and a civil rights leader. Civil rights and civil rights are related. Civil rights was waged and won in the streets. Thank God for the civil rights leaders. Silver rights will be waged and won in the suites. Thank God for you. I want you to get the memo. I want you to not be angry, because anger is not a strategy and frustration is not a business plan. I want you to understand how this system works and then make it work for you. I want you and your children to be the next generation of millionaires. And when you're ready to unpack this game and repack it with you in mind, I want you to go to Operation Hope. I want you to go to Operation Hope and see one of my Hope financial coaches. Go to operationhope.org, download the Hope in Hand app on the Android or Apple platform, or you can call 888-388-HOPE and find a Hope Inside location in 22 states, 154 locations near you, or our Hope Inside call center. Thank you, CoreLogic, for your donation to make that possible, so that we can serve you nationwide, to help you empower your life in this new world that we live in, where economics and ownership and wealth creation and self-reliance is more important than it has ever been. Take your life back starting today. Here's your bonus word for today. Depreciation schedules. The depreciation that, so modern accountancy unfortunately also came from slavery. Slaveholders, plantation owners would need to know how to account on their books for slaves. So as they worked them to the bone, and worked them sometimes to death, you got to laugh at this stuff to not go crazy and just be angry or frustrated. They depreciated the slaves on their books as a way to manage costs. That's where depreciation came from. That's used universally in accountancy today. All right, John Hope Bryant. But the key word is millionaire. That's where you're going. So you then can have a property today, not a human being, that you can actually depreciate off your tax return. I'm out. John Hope Bryant. Leave a like, leave a comment, share this video, follow the movement. 2 million strong, just under 2 million strong in followers, 100 million video views. Let me know what you think. Silver rights. I'm out.